Last time we learned what makes an AI agent different from a simple chatbot, and today we are taking it a step further. We are going to build a customer support agent that actually helps users solve their problems in real time. It can guide them through quick fixes, answer questions about our business, and if the issue can be solved, it automatically creates a detailed Zendesk ticket which contains a clear summary of the chat and all the key details already included. By the end of this video, you will be able to build one yourself, a fully automated customer support agent running 24/7 for your business. Hi, my name is Bogdan Bara, and I have been an automation consultant for over 5 years, helping businesses save time, reduce repetitive work, and make smarter use of technology and AI. In this video, we are building a customer support agent inside VoiceFlow step by step. You'll learn how to set up your project, connect your knowledge base, use routing logic to guide users, and integrate with Zendesk so your agent can automatically create support tickets whenever an issue needs extra assistance or escalation. Whether you're a business owner looking to automate your support, or you just want to understand how AI agents actually work behind the scenes, this tutorial will give you the exact framework to start building your own agent. Alright, let's get started. First of all, we need to create an account or log in using a Gmail address. For this scenario, I'm going to go ahead and log in using my Gmail address. Once we are logged in, there are 3 different options to get started with our first agent. The first option is to generate a customer support agent using AI. For this, we can either create a custom prompt or use VoiceFlow's prompt examples to build our agent. This is similar to using ChatGPT. So, if you're familiar with ChatGPT, this should be straightforward. To demonstrate, let's click on the customer support example to generate the prompt. As you can see, the prompt is generated and we can make changes to the prompt to suit our needs before we generate our agent. However, for this example, let's just go ahead and generate our agent. Here we can see the agent includes different steps such as identify customer issue, collect user details, or determine the issue. Once the issue is determined, it tries to resolve it, and finally, the issue is either resolved and the chat closes, or a ticket has to be created for further investigation. This is quite complex with a lot of steps. In this video, we'll actually create this agent from scratch and we will optimize it to use less steps. Before we do that though, the second option to create an agent is to start from one of the default templates such as lead qualification, appointment scheduler, and so on. The third option is to create an agent from scratch, which is the purpose of this video. We are going to create a customer support agent from scratch to give you the opportunity to follow along with me so you can learn how to use VoiceFlow to build your agents. To build an AI agent from scratch, let's click on projects and then we need to click new project. We are building a customer support agent for an automation company called the AI Automation Company. Let's name our agent Customer Support Agent and we are going to click Start from Scratch. In a few seconds, we have our AI agent, or to be more specific, we have our agent's workflow. He starts with the start block and our agent follows the workflow steps. At the moment, we only have one step in it and we'll expand the workflow as we progress through this video. This is an entire agent and a couple of things happen within it. So let's take a look inside of our agent step. Click on the agent and then click edit agent and this is what it looks like. There are a couple of things going on here, so let me explain them to you. First up, we have instructions or prompt. If you ever use ChatGPT, you know how to write a prompt. For example, if you tell ChatGPT, here's a customer email, can you draft a short reply for me? And then paste in the email, well, that's your prompt. In VoiceFlow, the instructions here tell our agent what to do. Anyway, by default, it shows a great example of how the prompt should be structured in VoiceFlow. Next up, we have tools. These are the tools we can use to connect to our agent. For example, send an email, look up information, or create a ticket in Zendesk, which is actually a tool we are going to use later in this video for this agent. And we'll also use the knowledge base tool. The knowledge base tool basically is your agent's brain. It's a place where we can look up information and use that information to answer questions. And I will show later on how to configure it. Next, we have the exit conditions. As we're building our agent, we don't want to put everything into a single step. The best AI agents are the ones where we have multiple agent steps joined together. Because here's the thing, if you're trying to make one step do everything, it quickly gets messy. The agent might lose context, get confused, or just stop performing the way we expected. Instead, we want to split things up into smaller, focused steps that work together as a team. Think of your VoiceFlow project as a small factory. Each agent step is a worker. One builds, one checks quality, one ships. If one worker tries to do it all, the line breaks. That's why chaining multiple steps works best. Each one does its part perfectly. And finally, the AI model used for these prompts. We are currently using a Claude AI model. If you want to change the model or its settings, you can click up here to change the model that your agent is using. I found cloud models to work best with yours. ChatGPT tends to be a little bit more temperamental, and that's why I prefer using Claude for these agents. Our first agent step is going to be answering questions that the user asks about the AI automation company. So, to go ahead and build, let's remove the default prompt, and we could manually write a prompt that is tailored to our company, but since the focus of this channel is about using AI, let's generate our prompt using AI by clicking on the blue circle on the top right corner. And let's say, generate an agent that answers questions about AI automation using information from the knowledge base. The agent is for the AI automation company, which is the name of our company in this scenario. But you can go ahead and build one that's suitable for your company. I'll click accept and our prompt is generated. This is just a starting point, and over time you want to come here and update the prompt, but for now this will do. It describes the role of the agent, its personality, and its goals. We have our prompt. We don't want to add any exit conditions to this step, but we do want to add the knowledge base tool here so the agent can look up information. We can see the knowledge base is turned on, but there's currently nothing in our knowledge base. So let's go ahead and add some data to our knowledge base. To do that, we are going to exit the agent step, and if we look over on the sidebar, we'll see a bunch of different options, things like agent settings, conversations, and more. But for now, we just need the knowledge base, so let's click on the braid. Now, we can add all kinds of information to our knowledge base, web pages, uploaded files, or even plain text. But in our case, we are going to use the sitemap option. This lets us automatically add a bunch of pages from our website at once. For this example, we'll use the AI automation company website. On this site, we have information about our services, pricing, consultation options, and contact details. To get the website sitemap, we simply add sitemap.xml to the end of the URL. Don't worry if you're not a developer. The agent understands what that means. So we'll just copy the link, head back here, and paste it in. That means all of our website's pages will be added to our agent's knowledge base. Now, since our website updates from time to time, we'll set this to monthly so it can refresh automatically. There are a few other options here that help refine the data we're adding. You'll want to play around with this depending on your site, but for now, I'll keep smart chunking, FAQ optimization, and remove HTML and noise turned on. These are usually a great fit for most websites. Now let's hit continue and import, and here we go. It's importing all of those web pages directly into the agent's knowledge base. This means our agent will be able to reference that information when answering user questions. If a page doesn't exist, like a missing contact link or something similar, don't worry, the agent can handle that really well. You'll see these little check marks turning green as each page is successfully added. Let's click into one of them, say the services page, and you'll notice that it includes detailed information about the different automation and AI consultation services we offer. The system automatically chunks and organizes the content so it's easier for the agent to process. Now that our website information is inside the knowledge base, let's go back to the workflow. And that's all it takes. We have built a functional customer support agent. So now let's run it. When we hit run, the agent will start by greeting the user, saying something like, "Welcome to the AI automation company." It provides some examples of questions it can respond to about services, pricing, AI workshops, or even basic company information. Let's test it out. I'll ask, "Can you tell me about your automation consultation services?" And the agent will go ahead and find the right information from the knowledge base. You can see it referencing the data we just imported and providing a clean, accurate answer based on what's on the website. Now, sometimes the responses can be a bit long. So, if you want to make our agent's answer shorter or change its tone, we can edit the instructions. Let's do that. Under personality, we'll add something like, "The agent is honest, succinct, and answers questions as briefly as possible." Now, let's see what changed. Hit run again and ask the same question. We can see that the answer doesn't have job bullet points and is more direct, but still accurate, which is perfect for a customer support experience. So there you have it. We have successfully built a fully functional AI customer support agent for the AI automation company using a sitemap-based knowledge base. Remember earlier when I mentioned that agents are like workers in a factory? You probably don't want an AI agent that only answers questions. If that's all you need, that's fine. But imagine we want our agent to handle more tasks, for example, let users book a consultation, request an automation demo, or create a support ticket. We do not want to cram that into one step because it becomes messy and unreliable. Instead, we'll create an agent step for each scenario. But before we do that, it's best to add a routing agent step to route the user. This agent understands what the user is asking for and sends them to the right place. To add another agent step, drag a new agent step onto the canvas and click New Agent. We'll call this one Router Agent. Then, I'll generate the prompt by saying something like, "Create an agent for the AI automation company that routes the user based on what they're asking to do." Since this routing agent isn't supposed to answer questions directly, will turn off its knowledge base access. Next, we'll define the few exit conditions. This is how the routing agent decides where to send the user. Let's add this to our prompt. The agent can route the user to the following options: answering questions, booking an automation consultation, create a support ticket, or schedule a demo call. Now, let's add the exit conditions. We'll need to give it a name, so we'll say answering questions, and for the LLM description, we'll say exit when the user has questions about the AI automation company, our services, or automation in general. The second one, booking a consultation. We'll exit when the user wants to talk to an expert or discuss automation solutions. The third one will be technical or support issue, and exit when the user requires technical support assistance or wants to create a support ticket for technical support issue that was not resolved. And the final one, scheduling a demo. We'll exit when the user wants to see a live demonstration of how automation works. Now we can connect this route and agent step to the other agent steps using these exit conditions. Let's move a few things around so it's easier to see, and let's rename the steps to be more clear: router agent and Q&A agent. The conversation starts with the start block, and we want to connect this to the router. The workflow starts, goes through the router step, and branches off depending on what the user needs. So, if someone says, "What's your pricing?" the agent routes them to the Q&A step, so let's quickly connect that. Or if they say, "I would like to book a call about automating my workflow," it sends them to a consultation step. So, let's add another agent step to the canvas, and let's name it consultation agent. We can worry later on about the instructions and tools this agent can use, but for now, let's just connect the exit condition booking a consultation to this step. Now, let's try it. I click run, and I'm going to ask it what color is the moon. Nothing to do with our company or knowledge base. Since we don't meet any of the exit conditions, the agent did not route us. However, if I now ask how automation can benefit my business, we are being routed to the Q&A agent step, and it's giving us information on the different benefits. This is not a one-off interaction. It remembers context, so you can keep asking follow-up questions just like in ChatGPT. And since we did not configure any exit conditions for this step, this conversation will never end. If you're ever curious about what's happening under the hood, check the logs at the bottom. We can see the knowledge base tool was called, the knowledge base search was completed, and the response is generated with additional details if you are technical. At this point, our agent is functional and ready to go as a Q&A agent. Of course, we could build out other steps for consultation and demos, but that's something we're gonna cover in a different video. However, for the next part of this video, we are going to focus on building out the third step to allow our agent to handle a support issue and to create a support ticket using Zendesk if necessary. Let's add another agent step to the canvas, click New Agent, and let's name it Support Agent. Now let's go ahead and generate the prompt, and let's say generate an agent for the AI automation company that assists the user with any technical and support issues the user is having. I hit generate, I like the prompt, and now I click accept. We will need this agent to be able to answer technical and support related questions and provide solutions to the users, so we'll keep the knowledge base tool turned on. Furthermore, since the website sitemap we use for the knowledge base does not have much information assisting users with technical or support queries, we are going to upload a second knowledge base. So, we click out of the agent step and hit the brain icon again. Here we click add data source, and this time we are going to upload a Word document file. So, let's click Upload File, Browse, and let's select the file. For the chunking strategy, we are going to select the first two options, which are Smart Chunking and FAQ Optimization. Since this is not our website, we do not need the third option as previously used. And finally, we hit Import. Now, let's go back to our workflow and open the Support Agent step and tell our agent in the instructions that it needs to trigger a tool. So, let's say apply knowledge and knowledge base to diagnose and suggest fixes for technical problems, such as login and account issues, browser and loading problems, workflow and automation errors, billing and account management. Next, we need to add exit conditions. The first one, issue resolved. Exit when the issue is resolved and the user is satisfied. Our second condition is create ticket. Exit when the user wants to create a support ticket for a technical or support issue that was not resolved. Now we want to add this to our prompt. Exit conditions. Issue resolved. If the user confirms the issue is resolved, trigger the exit condition and send the user a brief message letting them know this chat will close. Then we have create ticket. If a user wants to create a support ticket for technical support issue that was not resolved, trigger this exit condition. Now let's exit the step and connect the technical/support issue assistance option from the router agent to our support agent. Before we test this, we need to add another step that will gather the user's details and create the ticket for them using Zendesk. Let's add another agent step to the canvas, click New Agent, and let's name it Create Ticket Agent. Next, we need to generate the prompt. So let's say generate an agent that collects the user's details such as name, email address, and phone number, and then creates a ticket in Zendesk. These instructions are exactly what we need. I'm going to accept this, and I'll add some details to my prompt after we connect to Zendesk. We need to connect Zendesk to our agent so that the agent can create the ticket on behalf of the user. To do that, we are going to select Zendesk from the tools, and we are going to click on Create Ticket. Now we are asked to provide the subdomain URL for Zendesk, which looks something like this. I'm going to open Zendesk and get the subdomain URL and add it to our agent. We are prompted to allow VoiceFlow to access our Zendesk account and the permission the application will have. We are going to click Allow. Tool is now connected to our agent, and we are brought back to our Agents tab where we need to provide the LLM description. We want the user to be able to trigger this tool when they ask for it. So we'll go and override the default description, and we'll say create a new ticket in Zendesk. Run this tool after you have collected all the relevant data from the user. We are being very direct and specific, telling the agent when this tool should run and what it does. As you are building agents, you might find that sometimes you don't get expected behavior. If that happens, try around different prompts in this LLM description. Next, for the input variables, we want the agent to collect the subject, as this will be different from ticket to ticket. For description, our agent is perfectly capable of summarizing the issue, but I am going to give her a bit of a description on what it should put here. So I'm going to say, for the ticket description, provide a summary of the issue up to this point here. For the requester's name and email, we do not need to provide any description. Finally, we could enable priority, as in a real scenario, this is important when creating a ticket, but for now we'll leave this turned off. We then need to tell our agent in this prompt here as well if it needs to trigger at all. Otherwise, it's not always the clearest to our agent. I'm going to add it at the end of the prompt, and I will say, after the user provides all the necessary details, confirm with the user before creating the ticket. If they confirm the ticket creation, use Zendesk Create Ticket tool to create a new ticket in Zendesk containing a description of the issue described by the user and the resolutions tried by the user. We also need to add an exit condition, so after the ticket is created, the agent concludes the interaction. We'll name this condition Ticket Submitted Flow Complete, and in the description, exit when the user is informed of the handoff and knows what to expect. Flow ends. Last thing to do here is to explain our exit condition in the instructions. Once more, we'll add this at the bottom of the instructions, and we'll say conclude the interaction. Thank the user for their patience and let them know they can reach out if they have any further questions. We can now exit the step and make sure to link the Create Ticket option from the Support Agent step to our Create Ticket agent, and I'll quickly change the name of the block to Create Ticket Agent. We can now test this agent, and we'll focus on the support issue and support ticket creation. We are not going to worry about the other scenarios, and we are not going to connect those steps now. We can do that in a different video. Let's hit run and say I have a support issue, so we can be routed to the support agent. While we are on the support agent step, we can actually give it an issue and see what we get back. So let's say page not loading. It comes back to us with some quick fixes to try, but let's pretend we tried all this and the issue is still persisting, so we are going to reply back with I have tried all these steps, but the issue is still persisting. I would like to create a support ticket for further assistance. And let's see what happens. We are being routed to the Create Ticket agent, and we are prompted with the information we need to provide. First, we need to provide the name and the email address, and I purposely added a typo to my email address to see how it reacts. The agent spots the typo, and he provides us with some possible correct email addresses that might be mine, or he asks me to enter my email address. Let's go ahead and re-enter the correct email address this time. Now he's asking us to provide more details for our issue, so let's reply with the login page is not loading when I try to access it. I'm using Google Chrome as a browser, and the issue started earlier today. There are no error messages, and when I try to load the page is blank. It comes back to us with a ticket summary, and it asks us to confirm the information is correct before it creates the ticket. Let's reply back with information is correct, please create the ticket. It comes back letting us know that the ticket has been created. It provides the ticket details such as ticket ID, status, priority, etc. When we look at the log, we can see that the Create Ticket tool was called and the exit condition was successful. When we go to Zendesk, the ticket has been created with all the necessary information and is ready to be looked at. We also received an email from Zendesk with the ticket details. One thing to mention here is that for a real-world scenario, we would have to verify the user exists in Zendesk before creating the ticket, and we can do that in VoiceFlow by adding a second tool to our Create Ticket agent, which is Find User. This tool verifies the user exists in Zendesk based on the email address before creating the ticket. And that's it, we've just built a fully functional customer support agent that can assist users, troubleshoot issues, and even create detailed support tickets when needed. But this is just the beginning. In the next episode, we'll explore how to build an appointment booking agent and show you how to publish your agent and embed it directly onto your website. We'll also walk you through how to connect your agent to a phone number so user can actually call and speak with it instead of typing. If you want to keep learning on how to build powerful agents like this one, click over here to watch the full playlist and follow along from the start. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.